questions, and let me check this out. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh no. Hello? Hi. When I was in first grade, I had a wonderful art teacher at school, and coincidentally her name was Barbara Kruger. She was this little old woman, and she really liked me a lot, and I think it's because I was not a hyperactive kid. So she liked me very much, and I felt very special. And actually, I think, you know, by the time I was 8, I figured out I could draw pretty well. Like, I actually was pretty good compared to kids in my class, and I used to win awards and things, but I always knew I wasn't good enough. I just knew I wasn't on the level of an artist, even back then. And when I went into 7th grade, there was a new art teacher. And this art teacher liked everybody. She was kind of a little bit of a, you know, a happy hippie. So in art class, every kid's work was equally good. And somehow that deeply offended me to my core. Like, I knew it just was not true. I started reading Interview really young. And I didn't know, it was just another thing I read, but you start to get ideas in your head when you're small, that someday I'm gonna live in New York and I'm gonna have an exciting, interesting life. And you know, you just start really imagining that. So later on, when I was 13, there was a Warhol retrospective at MoMA. And I knew who Warhol was because of the magazine, and it felt like a very big deal and I ought to go. So I remember asking my mother if she would take me into the city, because I just lived in New Jersey. And we could go check out the show. And I wasn't even angling to get out of school that day, but she thought it was such a good idea. She cut work, she let me cut school, and we went together. So we had the best day. I'm kind of a path of least resistance girl. I do secondary market work. I have a lot of collectors who want certain names. They give me wish lists. I try to dig things up for them at same prices. I don't give them any attitude. It's usually pretty, as I try to make it as simple as it can be. It's really not that many people, but then it grows. You know, like some people, it's usually referral nowadays, or it's really some kind of serendipitous moment that I'm out and I meet someone and something clicks. That's the hard part, because when I was in a gallery, it was wonderful. You can sit behind the front desk and pretty much the world comes to you, and you can have a million conversations a day with random people, and now I have to go out. So I have to go out to openings, or I have to go out to events, and I try to be hyper vigilant. Even if I'm in a museum or something, I'm always thinking, like, someone I run into, who knows what that leads to. Okay, I started working in 1994, and that was really the depths of the recession. And I think the only reason I got hired is because no one would work cheaper than me. And I was really grateful for the chance anyway. And I mean, it was shocking the things I would do. You know, I have no problem, you know. I used to be like the teenage delivery service, because there were no JPEGs. You had to physically bring a transparency. And I'd be all over this town just schlepping around for like a whole day. That would be my job. And I was making like hardly any money, but I didn't care. So back then we were so tight. I knew how to get the cheapest shippers and the cheapest way to send out, you know, things in the mail, and it was rough. And ever since '94, it's been getting better every year, and I see that sales are better for everybody every year. And I keep thinking, oh, it's gonna level off. I remember in 2000, I thought prices couldn't get any higher, and it's so much. I think, you know, the market is so much stronger. I want people to buy what they're interested in, no matter what it is, and I'll try to help them out as much as possible. You know, there is some art that I like personally that, you know, I might just end up naturally being more enthusiastic about than some other things, but it really has to do with the collector. I try to keep it that way. You know, because actually it doesn't matter to me what somebody buys and how much money I make. You know, sometimes, oh, if you push the more expensive thing, I'll make more money, but I don't even think that way. I am totally fine with somebody just, you know, buying something, you know, under $10,000 and I make $700. I don't care. It's fine if they're getting something they like, and we can move on and we can find more things, and I'm not pushing all the time.